Hey guys, it's Addison. I'm going to preface this video by saying, this is a lot of my opinions, and they're kind of inflammatory, and if you don't want to deal with it, then don't watch it. If you leave angry comments, I'm gonna delete them. So, that's my preface. I tried to make this video once already, and I have found some flaws in my argument. So I'm gonna come back and try to reword them. Um, I'm sorry. I'm pulling back from a lot of the communities. The men's room, all the live journal communities. I'm not even gonna list them. Because I'm just getting really tired of it. I try really hard not to put people in boxes. I try to give them time to define themselves, to tell me how they'd like me to see them, how they're trying to be seen. And I'm getting really aggravated with the lack of tolerance in the communities. I'm getting really tired with how it's become just a giant pissing contest, to be completely honest. I'm tired of having people tell me that when I'm being patient with my parents in terms of them coming to terms with my transition, that I'm weak, that I'm not trans enough, that I'm obviously not internally tormented enough to be trans. And it's like, no, excuse me, it's not something you get to decide. You of all people should know that. I'm tired of people not being tolerant of the normal people in society. I'm tired of people immediately labeling anyone that likes to date trans people as a tranny chaser. I'm tired of, just the general intolerance and blaming everyone else in the world for their internal torment. I'm sorry that you were stuck in the binary for 20 years. It sucks. Why don't you put all that anger to good use and start trying to break it down and try to, just be an activist about it. Don't be a hater. There's a difference between an activist and a hater. I'm just really tired of, having all my straight, normal, sometimes even Republican friends being labeled by everyone because they're straight, normal, and Republican. They're not douches. They're not haters. They're not, they're people. They're people like the rest of us. And for all these people who are so fervent on wanting to be called, just a man, they aren't trans, they're just a man. You're just a person. Stop calling all my friends assholes because they've got different priorities than you. It's obnoxious. And it's just really aggravating. And it's really made me question how much I want to continue to document my transition and how much I still want to, be involved in those communities. I've already basically stopped posting on Men's Room. I only really go there for a couple of guys that I know that I'm friends with. And I care about knowing what's going on in their lives. The same goes for Live Journal. I have a couple friends on there that I follow, and I follow the communities mostly because they're really good at putting up news updates in terms of, politics and media and stuff. And I should really just get involved in the blogs that actually deal straight up with that kind of stuff, but I haven't had time lately to seek them out. But, I'm just tired of the pissing contest. I'm tired of people telling me I'm not macho enough, but then, I don't care enough about fashion to be femme. I'm not, a real trans guy because I don't want to get a six-pack. Well, I mean, I would, but I'm lazy, and I'm not on T yet, so it doesn't really mean anything right now. And, it's just I'm tired of being told that all of the preferences that I have work against me. The fact that I don't have, that background story that a lot of people have of, they've always known that they were trans or whatever. And I mean, on some level I did, but, it's not like it was always in my face. And, just because I don't have that doesn't mean that I'm not trans. Just because that I'm a bit femme doesn't mean that I'm not trans. Just because I'm not super femme doesn't mean that I'm not trans. You know, I'm a weird place in the spectrum, and I get that. Everybody's in a weird place in the spectrum, and, you know, I'm glad when people can find other people in their place, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, the people that aren't in that place aren't right. You know, it's just a really aggravating and old school way of thinking. You know, us versus them. It's not us versus them. It's all of us together. You know, we aren't going to be able to get the changes that we want without working with the system. You can't just, it's not like we're just going to be able to destroy the government and make anarchy and then we'll be able to have, you know, gender-free bathrooms. No, you have to work within the friggin' system. So if you go in with that idea that everyone who's not trans, who doesn't have the experience, who, you know, doesn't know what you're going through, when you label all those people as closed-minded and against you, then you're really working against yourself, and it really pisses me off, because it's things like that, it's that kind of thinking that's holding everyone back, that's keeping everything closed. Because, I mean, like, I'm moderate, I'm not even liberal, like, I see the good that could come from the Democratic Party, you know, social welfare, all that kind of good stuff, you know, all the things that the Democratic Party has come to stand for. But I also see the good in being Republican, not the crazy religious side, but the, you know, smaller government, less taxes side. You know, you have to see everything from two ways of from each direction. You know, you have to see everything completely. You can't just take what you want from it. And it's really pissing me off the way that people are just bulk discounting everyone else in the world. And it's like, that's not how it works. Like, you're not gonna really get anywhere with that. So, because it pisses me off so much, I'm slowly but surely pulling away from it. And I know all this stuff can be pointed back at me because I haven't always been the most non-judgmental person. And I know that in saying these things, it can be said that I'm being judgmental, but this is just a trend that I'm seeing, and it's pissing me off to the point where I don't want to deal with it. You know, I don't have time for this high school drama bullshit. So, I'm sorry, I'm, like, really, I don't know, my mood's really weird today, so, but, so yeah, as I said, I'm pulling away from a lot of those communities. I'm still gonna be documenting my transition, but I understand if people want to unsubscribe from me. I don't really care that much. I mean, like, yeah, there are a couple people that I'll be hurt if they unsubscribe, but, I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, this is mostly just a video diary, so, whatever. If anyone wants to talk to me about this kind of stuff, you know, like, I know it's a topic of debate, whatever, feel free to message me. Like, I'm open to all points of view if you want to really talk it out with me. If you just want to bash me, then you can leave a comment so I can delete it real quick. But yeah, feel free to message me about any of this. Like, I'm just kind of ranting, but hope you guys are having a better day than I am.